One, two.
My name's Carrese Archer, the game changer, and I've been chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Reese, the game changer, Ersker.
I had sex with this girl, and I think I wasn't even free 4 months. This girl mom had found out that we had sex, and because she found out that I was black, it turned into a real bad situation, right? Her mom came up to the school after school. Now I don't know none of this going on at the time, so I'm getting blindsided. And her mom walks up to me in school in front of everybody right after school. I literally only been in the school 4 months. The principal did not even, he was really skeptical about even letting me attend the school, right? So when I got there, when I got it, like I said, I was outside the class, I was outside waiting for to catch the bus to go back to the foster house, and I was happening to be talking to this other girl, and she was really feeling me. But I had hooked up with her friend the night before, or
Yeah.
2 nights before. So the girl mom finds out that her daughter had sex with a black guy, and she tells her mom that I raped her. Now, luckily, in this situation, it was
No.
other people there that seen how the situation. It wasn't a party. We was like all hanging out smoking. It wasn't no loud music playing, so it wasn't no crazy ass scenario like that. It was really one of these verbal situations where people could be like, "Oh, Reese said this to her. She said this. She said he said that. She said yes," and walked out the room with it.
But the mom didn't want that to be true.
No, she did not want that to be true at all. Like to where like she approached me at the school. She said, "You little dirty, you my daughter. You deserve to burn in hell." And when that happened to me, I literally had lost my shit. Like I literally like lost my shit. Like I wanted to punch this lady so hard in her face. I couldn't. I just punched this fucking the unbreakable glasses windows.
Yeah.
I literally punch it. And is it my right hand? It's my left hand actually. Like it's
Don't
this
the
hand right
wires
here.
in it? The one with the
Yeah, with
wires in it?
the wires and all that stuff in it, right? So I literally, you would thought a 12 gauge just went off. Oh, I blast that bitch and punch the glass. One punch, break that bitch. Everybody like, what the fuck is going on? Yada yada yada. I'm standing there angry. I'm like froze. My fingers bleeding. My whole hand is bleeding. And the principal and comes running up to me. I think it was an officer on duty at the time, Mr. Officer Peterson, and they were concerned about me bleeding. Instantly, my instincts kick in. I think about I can't get back. I can't go. I can't get locked up again. I can't. I just got out. I can't get back locked up. I can't go back to being locked up. And I don't know how this situation is gonna turn out, but in the movies, this shit don't ever turn out good for the black people. White girl scream, go to prison. So
Yeah.
I'm literally thinking like, nigga, I'm about to be going to prison now. So I instantly fight or flight. I'm trying to run. I don't know where I'm going because I've only been in this place 4 months, and I've literally only rode the bus or been in a car drove. I've never walked around this town. I don't know my way around or nothing. So, but out of fear, I'm just running, and they get me cornered. Somehow they get me cornered. Obviously, they know the area better than I do. So they end up cornering me in some fucking room. They get me cornered, and they was like, "Reese, please just let us help you." I said, "You motherfuckers trying to lock me up. I know y'all trying to get me." And the principal, Mr. Coolman, he said, "Reese, I promise you, we're not going to lock you up." I said, "You're lying to me. Y'all always lying to me." So I'm having this moment of where I feel like everybody's always against me type, which is 9 times out of 10 has always been like that, for me. And I'm having that moment where I'm just like, what the right? I can't trust nobody. I don't know what direction to go in. And then Mr. Corbin, he like, Reese, please just look at your hand. You're bleeding profusely. I don't even know what the fuck that word even meant at the time. But he's like, he said, bro, you got blood literally everywhere. We need to make sure you're not about to die. I look at my hand and I'm like, I said, no, I'm good. Fuck that. I'm like, no. I said, if y'all come any closer, I promise you, this is gonna get bad in here, man. I'm not going, dog. And Mr. Coolman said, Reese, please, please, please just hear me out. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're not going to arrest you. Just let us take you to the hospital and get you some stitches. I said, swear on your fucking life, you're not lying to me. He said, Reese, I swear on my life, God is my witness, I'm not lying to you. Because I had trust issues. I didn't trust nobody. People always lied to me, treated me like shit. So I couldn't believe this white man was telling me at the time. You know, man, he was probably one of the first people I was able to let my guard down around, right? And I was able to let him help me because I had lost a lot of blood, and then I ended up fainting, and then I ended up waking up in the hospital, and they had stitched me up, and then that's when they was like, all right, it's a potential case at this moment that I could be getting arrested or potentially getting in trouble for, and this carried on for about 3 weeks. And the first time I went down to the police station to get my statement, they asked me some questions. And before I answered, because I didn't even have a lawyer present, it was just my foster mom. They said, "You're not being under arrest, but we would like to get a statement from you. And if you at any point you want to leave, you can leave." I said, "So I'm not under arrest?" They're like, "No, but we would like to have your statement. And if you could verify a few things for us, we would great. That would help us out a lot." I said, "Okay, cool." So I go in the back room where they interrogate people or whatever, and they get to ask me questions about the night when I hooked up with old girl. And long story short, I think they had asked me. They had asked me questions that other people they had interviewed, and it was like such and such said this happened. I said that is what happened. So did you? I said so. So they were like, so help me. At what point did she say no? I said she never said no. What did we? I'm like I didn't her. I don't know how this is even going on. She wanted to have sex with me. She said that, and we went through the whole dialogue of what I said, what she said, what everybody else was saying in the room, and they were like, "Okay, cool. We got a spot for y'all to hook up back here." That's where we went. That's how it went down. It was literally that simple. So their stories and my story matched up, but old girl's story wasn't matching, and that's what they were going with, right? So when they tried to tell me what she was saying, it pissed me off. So I just instantly left. I got up and left. I was like, I said, "So do I have to stay here for this?" And they was like, "No, you can leave if you want to, but just know if you leave, it makes you look bad." I said, "I don't give a I already look bad anyway." So I left.
Yeah.
So then they were like, something about the state was going to pick up the case, and if I wanted to come down to give a statement for my on my behalf, this is my chance to do it now. So like I said, a couple weeks went by before they had said that to me. And my foster mom convinced me to go back down there and try to give a statement on my behalf so I don't incriminate myself more than what's already going on. As we're walking into the office of the police department in Vicksburg village at the time, they get the phone call from the girl. Like as we're walking in, the phone rings. The girl mom is on the other phone, on the other line. I don't know this at the time, but the officer answers the phone, says some words, they talk, and then he comes back. He says, "Reese, I'm sorry about this, but you have a nice day." And they let me go. So the mom had called, and somebody must have told the girl to stop lying, tell the truth. And she must have told her mom the truth. And her mom was like, "Yeah, we want to drop the charges." And that's how I got out of that situation.
Wow, that could have changed your whole life,
Yeah,
man.
it could have. I could have been in prison for a long time for that,
Could still be in prison for that.
Yeah, I could probably still be in prison for that because she was really adamantly saying that I had raped her, and
That's
that
terrible
was
to do
probably
to somebody.
that was a real scary, scary situation for me to be in, and especially me being black, and then my um my adopted mom and the way she raised us, she never really said don't date white women or white girls or anything like that, but she always said you can't trust white girls. She said they will trade on you and change on you, and she's always been very adamant about telling us that. But at the time, for some reason, that shit didn't matter to me. That shit went right over my head. And then getting out of getting out of placement in juvenile, being surrounded by predominantly nothing but white people, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna get me some coochie, dog. I don't know what
Yeah.
anybody else think is going on around here, but I couldn't
Yeah.
wait to get
It don't matter, white,
white,
whatever.
black, green, blue,
Uh,
purple, get that shit here, you know.
yeah.
So that was my mindset. I ain't never been one of them guys who's like, oh, I only like this, I only like that. Man, get that here, you know. So soon as after I got out of lockup, I was looking at being locked up till I turned 21. Yeah, I wasn't turning down no coochie, you know. That was not going on. And all my homies had babies. All my homies had babies. I was 16. Where I'm from, all my homies started having kids at 12 and 13 years old. I was literally a late bloomer, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You're 17 having a
Yeah.
baby, and all your
Having a
friends have babies already.
Yeah, all my homies had babies already, two or three of them at least, you know. So it was my mindset when I got out of the placement was like, I'm having me a kid. I'm not playing. As soon as I get out, I think I even told the staff. I said, they was like, Reese, what are you doing when you get out? As soon as I get out, I'm having a baby. They're like, why you want to do that? Because I need somebody to love me. Like for real. And,
So
oh,
where
so
did your life
that's
go from there?
oh man, from Vicksburg. What happened after Vicksburg, man? So I stayed in Vicksburg for a while until pretty much until I turned 18. When I turned 18, because I was a temporary ward of the court. So as soon as I turned 18, the court had released me. Okay.
You turn 18, they release you. Where do you go though? Like,
Man, listen. So this was really messed up because when I turned 18, I'm like, I'm at this point, I want to graduate from high school, stuff like that, right? And the state had spent a lot of money on me at this time, so they was like they wasn't feeling me staying in the foster home still. Now some kids they do give extensions to, but I was asking for an extension until I graduated high school. You would have thought that would have been a reasonable request, right?
yeah,
That's the least I could do. I said, let me stay in the foster home until I get my high school diploma,
not that long, right?
right? You would think so. Norman J. Fryer, he was my judge. He literally said, you got 2 weeks. We're not spending any more money on you, Reese. You can figure it the fuck out. Get out in 2 weeks. I
Wow.
don't want to see you in that house. I don't want to hear about you in that house. I don't care where you go, but we're done with you. And I was like, damn, okay. And my daughter had just been born at that time too, or was about to be born. I told myself I had a daughter. I said I had a child on the way, and I would love to be able to finish graduating, be able to stay in the home so I can graduate high school, and then go to college possibly. Yeah, they wasn't feeling none of that shit. He was like, this is where your stop ends. Get off. And you got 2 weeks to clear out your stuff from the house, and best of luck to you. You know. Now at this time, I didn't know that, and then the lady that home I was staying in, she didn't know either. You know, so I spent from 18 to 24, 25 years old being homeless. You know, when I was supposed to be getting government assistance, they were supposed to help me. I
Just
didn't have
bouncing
no house.
around,
Yeah, I
bouncing
was
around.
bouncing around, sleeping on friends' couches, wherever I can stay at between there, in and out of, and every time I went to jail at that time, I had to start over. You know, so during that time, I went to jail quite frequently. As soon as I turned 18, I was in and out of jail.
You finished high school.
No, I ended up graduating high school. It was crazy. I got my high school diploma, yes, but not from Kalamazoo. I got it from this school in Jackson, Michigan called T.A. Wilson. They don't even have it's T.A. Wilson Academy. It's not even open anymore. I had dropped out of school probably for like during that time because I went back home. I went back to Battle Creek. My brother had caught an armed robbery. My little brother, he had caught an armed robbery, and he ended up doing like a year in juvenile and a year in the county, and then he ended up getting out. And then they had him on probation for like 5 or 6 years or some felony probation. Pretty much like if he would have violated, they would have sent him back to prison. They would have
Yeah.
sent him to prison, retried him, and sent him to prison for the original crime as if he did it yesterday, right? And he committed this crime when he was like 15, 16 years old. They waited till he was 18 to try him as an adult. Like he didn't
Yeah.
get none of the type of treatment that I had got when I was young. Like he did everything a little too late, you know, as far as like being a bad kid and committing crimes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my little brother kind of got shafted. He didn't get the extensive help of them trying to figure out like let's help this kid, right? He didn't get all that. I think I burnt their ass out with that shit. So yeah, after 18, I really just bounced around trying to figure out where I was gonna go. I didn't have a work history. I didn't have a high school diploma, so every time I applied for a job, I was getting told no. I was too young to get help from the shelter. They were like, they couldn't, the shelters couldn't even comprehend. Why are you 18 with no family? 19 years old with no family. It just didn't make sense to them. They were like, you're telling me you have nobody? Yeah, I don't have nobody. I didn't have a grandma. I didn't have an uncle. I didn't have no granddad. I didn't have nobody. I didn't have nothing. My mom was still smoking crack, you know, and my dad has been in prison, wrongfully convicted, as we speak about that. He's wrongfully convicted, been in prison for 35 years for a murder he has not committed, and
Wow.
They have proof and evidence that my dad is innocent. We have found out they have over 100 eyewitnesses, suppressed evidence in my dad's case because my dad wouldn't tell who the actual murderer was.